So guys, now what I want to talk about, and this is where we're going to get a little interaction. I want to go over a couple things. I'm going to go over kind of the top three reasons. Well, first of all, Digna, let me ask you, because you're my go-to girl right now. Why did you decide to build a team? Because there was a time at one point when you did not want to. You just wanted to sell. You didn't want to recruit anybody.
Well, I tell you what, I got so tired after realizing that I could only do so much by myself. And when things were going crazy, because I always wanted a big agency and build a team, and I was so excited. And I came in with people day one, and I was working with that same sad little team, complaining they weren't growing. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I started recruiting, and then I had some chargebacks, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not recruiting anymore. This is crazy. And then I realized it's like the only way to really build something amazing here, you have to recruit. You just got to keep recruiting, and not just like one or two people, like 20 at a time. And that was the difference for me. I said, you know what? No more one or two. I'm going to recruit 20 or 30 or maybe 40 and just see which of those is really going to commit and do this business with me. And that's what Efrasia and I did last year, and we just started recruiting like crazy, and we recruit every day, and our agency is like nonstop. Every day we recruit agents, and the reason being is because you don't know who's that next top producer is going to be. And I know right now the people that got me to where we are today is not the same agents that are going to take me to the million plus a month.
Hmm.
So I got to keep recruiting and finding my top talent. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do this by myself. It's too much work by myself.
Yeah, and it's not as fun. Now, Diggs, real quick, and you don't have to tell me exact numbers, but we'll get a little personal. So before FFL, you were very successful in corporate America. You had done some other business stuff. So you had some success. What is the most you made in a year previous to this?
Maybe 200 at the very most. I mean, that's like top 200,000.
Okay.
Maybe 250, 280.
Okay.
That would be like top.
Okay. And then you came to FFL, struggled, did really good, had success. This year doesn't have to be exact. Are you going to make more than 500?
Oh, I'm almost at 650 or something crazy. Yeah.
Okay. So that's life changing, right? It's a big jump from 250 at
Well,
the
it helps because
50
when you
already.
want to build, yeah, when you want to build a business, you got to have resources,
Yeah.
period. You got to have money, and forget it. You got to have money. And the only way to do that is producing personally. You have to be a top producer, and you have to keep recruiting. And then you got to help the team.
Yeah.
So if I don't produce and if I don't make money, how do I get more leads for my team and do lock-ins and have all these things for them and be able to travel and do all that stuff? So it's more of a commitment when you build a big team, because now you want to help your team even more. It's like exciting to me to get a new agent and say, hey, let's dial this leads together. Let's get you on the phone, day one. And that's huge. So
Yeah.
don't be
And I
selfish.
think and I think another thing too, Diggs, and this is where I was kind of going with that is like you were doing pretty well. I mean, 250 in the economy is good, right? But most people are making 40, 35, 60. So don't you feel kind of weird if you're making 600 grand a year and you don't want to like share that with other people? Like you don't want to change their life. Like you wanted to change Afrasia's life.
100%. And that's the thing. What for me, it's like my brother. My brother was doing real estate, and I know he wasn't doing great because he told me about a business, and he never wanted to do a business with me. Let me tell you, for 20 years I've been trying, okay? And I didn't have to tell him anything. He's on my Instagram, and he's like, "What the heck?" And then we met, in DR, and he's like, "Okay, what do I have to do?" And Willie got him like, "Okay, go do the." He did the exam in like 2 weeks, and I didn't have to tell him anything. It's like he is seeing that, for himself. So I want that for other people. Like when I have a new agent, like I have two Hall of Famers, because Jocelyn is like they just need the issue pay. The business is already there. She's at
Oh
three
yeah,
eight
she's at
issue pay right now.
385. She's hitting it this
Yeah,
week for sure.
she already had the business pending. So two Hall of Famers. This ladies that hit Hall of Fame in my agency, this ladies, they've been around and they tried everything else. And they never made more than 50,000 a year. 50. And
Yeah.
now they're gonna hit one already have 500,000. It's like, how could I not keep talking to people?
Yeah.
Drop
So
me.
I love that. And that's what I want to talk about tonight because it's like I have this weird guilt. And that's why I think not recruiting is super weird. Like if I go do something and someone like messages on my story and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you get to do that. I'm like, you could do the exact same thing. Like it's weird to not tell people what you're doing when it's something that anybody can do if they work hard. Like we're not in the position of like you moved up through the ranks and now you're like the CEO of some major corporate company where you're like, oh, sorry, they only have one CEO. So like you couldn't be the CEO of this company. Like literally the positions here are unlimited. So it's weird to not share an opportunity when we're sitting on it and we're doing it every single day and it's changed our lives. And then like, we're not going to go tell people about it is weird. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. I'm going to go over the top three. I'm going to go over the top three reasons that I have seen people not recruit. Now, as I say these top three reasons, you guys are going to drop in the chat if this has resonated with you on why you think you're not recruiting at a high level. Okay. Just before we jump into that, you guys, and then here's the thing after this call, because I have about 7 that I think are the real reasons people don't recruit. 7 reasons, but I'm going to do top 3 today that I already know, that I don't even have to ask you. And I already know it's like in here in your brains because I've been doing this a long time and I've seen it a lot and I've felt all these things as well. Okay. And then if you have a different one after this call, you guys can message me and we'll go over those reasons and we'll train on that in the future calls. Okay. So recruiting, guys, and the point of it is I don't need to recruit to make money. Digna literally hit Hall of Fame this year. So she's going to make 450, 475, 500, 600 grand on her own. That's not even with her team. She can just do that by herself. So I want to get this out there. You are not recruiting because we're not recruiting because we need to make money. Because what's so awesome about our business and why it's structured differently is because it's not structured like an MLM, right? MLM is like we recruit a bunch of people to sell nothing. And it's like I got 100 people but they don't do anything and then it's like you're like top dog at the business but they don't actually do anything, right? Your agents have to do really well and they have to make money for you to make any money. So there's no award for how many people you go out and recruit. If you recruit people and they don't do anything, that's it, right? So my point to this, guys, is that it's for you, right? When we talk about sales, that's your short-term gig. The fastest way for you to make money and for you to get going is to sell policies. You can sell it in an hour, you can get paid in 2 days. That's like quick, 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 quick. Okay. The long game, the passive income, right? A lot of times people will be like, oh, I heard life insurance is passive income. And I'm like, it depends what you're talking about. Sales is not passive income. Sales is very active. If you're going to stay a personal producer for life, that's not passive income. That's active income every single day. Because all of a sudden, if you sell a lot and then you don't sell, you're not making money. The money is based on you selling. Okay. Passive income comes in the long term if you decide to build a sustainable business that's going to last months and years to come. That's passive income. Okay. Sales is active. Okay. The only thing that ever gets passive is if you decide to build a business here. Okay. The other thing, a lot of people are totally cool with selling insurance. I love selling insurance. I love being with clients. Digna is with her clients all day, every day. She loves it. But at the end of the day, what if you're only a personal producer? How can you ever come out of the field? Right? There's no retirement plan for you to be like, hey, you can retire after you sell 200 policies. That doesn't work like that. So again, it's so active that the only way for you to ever come out of the field and not have your business be 100% on your shoulders is to build a business, okay? To build a team. And I talked about this on Nicole's last week, right? If you're just doing sales, you're just a sales guy, and that's totally fine, but you don't have a business, right? So when people are like, I'm a business owner, the only time you have a business is when you have a team and you're building a profitable business. That's when you have staff. That's when you're like, that's how when you can call it a business. Otherwise, you're just like, I'm in life insurance sales. Totally cool. But there's life insurance sales, that's selling. And then there's building a business. You are become a business owner when you grow an agency. Okay. So everybody's clear on that. So a lot of the things I hear, and I went through this as well, the number one reason I hear people say they don't want to recruit, right? Generally new agents or newer agents, they say, I want to make sure that I'm successful at it first before I tell anybody about it. Drop a 1 in the chat if that has crossed your mind or is one of the reasons that you struggle to recruit. Because I did that for a while, right? I was like, I want to sell, make sure I write some policies. Okay, we're going to go over that. A lot of people. Okay, guys, so a couple things, and if you're taking notes, the number one reason, and I'm going to kind of debunk that here for you, okay? You guys have to remember that this is an independent deal. So it's life insurance sales is an independent deal, okay? So what you do has literally nothing to do with what somebody else does. I'll say that again. What you do, if you sell nothing and then you recruit somebody who sells a lot, congratulations, they're on your team. Your level of success in this business has literally nothing to do with anybody else's level of success. There are a lot of people in this business who did not, Digna, who sold more insurance, you or me?
I think I did.
Yeah, you think you did. Digna's probably outsold me every single month since she was born, okay? Digna has sold way more insurance than me. Digna did not want to be on my team because I didn't sell as a high as level as her. She wasn't like, oh shoot, Marissa sold 35K a month, but I'm selling 45K a month. I don't really want to do that. Or I need to make sure Marissa does this before. That would be weird. Okay. So when I tell you that, guys, you're giving yourself too much credit and too much responsibility in other people's lives that you don't actually have. Okay. Any single person that I've ever recruited never said, how many policies did you sell today? And I was like, oh, shoot. It started clamming up like, oh my God, I didn't sell any today. They're probably not going to join my team. Like, no, no one, not one recruiting interview has anybody ever asked me how many clients did you sell today? Right. And if they did, I'd be like, I sold 4. What about it? Anyway, we're moving on. Right. So the point is, guys, you're giving yourself too much responsibility, especially in a business that you don't need to prove is successful. Let's see. I'm looking at this called Digna, Tyler Green. I mean, shoot, Willie Morris, Nancy's on here selling, Dominic, Nicole, myself, Elise. We got Haley sold 3 policies in her first week. Let me see. Guys, we're going to do, I don't know if you guys know this, FFL as a whole is going to do $850 million. We're the biggest IMO to ever sell life insurance ever in the history of the world, to the point where carriers won't even contract us anymore because they're like, you guys do too much business. Okay. We have 3 Hall of Fame producers on our team already. Well, we have 2 and Yoselin's coming up this week. You're going to see hundreds of Hall of Fame producers at annual convention, but you need to prove that the system works. Don't you think that's weird? Don't you think Digna already proved it? Don't you think I already proved it? Don't you think Nicole already proved it? Don't you think Tyler already proved it? Don't you think Diego? Don't you think Desiree? Don't you think Riyadh? Oh, Riyadh's on the call, Hall of Fame producers. Don't you think Afrasia already proved it? Don't you think Haley proved it in her first week? Don't you think, I mean, I can only see the first screen of this. Who else we got? We got a bunch. Oh, Alicia's on here. Don't you think Alicia already proved it? Nick Pompili, $40,000 in a month. Don't you think he already proved it? So the fact that you need to prove that the system works, dog, it's already proved. I'm sorry, it's been proven. It's been proven 10 years this business has been around and we've killed it every single year. So you're putting too much responsibility on yourself that doesn't exist when you say, I want to make sure I'm successful. Okay. The other thing too is it comes down to also ego, right? A lot of people are like, I don't want to tell people about it because then what if they come in and they're going to sell more than me? Dude, that would be gangster if they did that. That's the best thing that can happen to you, right? A lot of people in the business are like, I don't want my agents to do better than me. I'm like, I hope every single agent I ever recruit does better than me because then guess what? They're going to be on my team and then I'm going to look really good. And they're going to be like, wow, Marissa has 25, 30, 40, 50 top producers. And I'll be like, yeah, I do. Heck yeah. Why would you not want people to do better than you? Jamie, if you recruit somebody and they come in and outsell you, and then you're their upline, right? And you recruited them, that just makes you look really good. No one's like, oh my God, look at Jamie's not selling anything, but his guy is. Like, no one says that literally ever. No one's like, oh, dude, Jamie's looking kind of weird right now because the guy he recruited is killing it. No, we're like, dude, Jamie, where'd you find that guy? We want to find guys like him too. So the reality is you have to shift your mentality and stop thinking that it's weird when it's not. Okay. The third part of that part 1 is that you're confusing recruiting with training. Okay. A lot of people now, there's some people that are like, I just want to prove it. And some people are like, well, if I recruit a new person and then I can't really teach them what to do, then I feel like I'm failing them or that's not right. I need to learn the system before recruiting people and sharing the opportunity is not training them. And again, guys, we have too many resources for new agents to come in and be successful and too many managers that are doing it for you need to recruit them. You don't. Sometimes I recruit people and I call Diggin and I'm like, hey, dude, I recruited this guy for you. He's going to be much better for you than he is for me. Just because I recruited a guy, I'm not training him. I'm like, Diggs, he speaks Spanish. Can he get on your call? She's like, yeah, sounds good. I'm like, hey, cool. So you're going to go to the SRS call. Raise your hand if I've ever talked to you about annuities. Nobody's raising their hand. Exactly. I was hoping one of you guys would have fall for it. I've never talked to you about annuities because I don't know jack about annuities. But our team still writes annuities. Why? Because I'm like, guys, just can you go to the SRS call on Thursday? Just because I don't know something doesn't mean I can't recruit somebody because, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm just going to send them to the call on Thursday. They're going to learn everything they need to know about annuities, right? If they're like, what do I do with IULs? I'm going to be like, oh, you know what you do here? I'm going to text you the recipe and I'm texting you Digna's phone number. This is the recipe for IULs. Text Digna, she's going to tell you what to do. You don't need to know all the answers, guys. You sharing the opportunity and getting recruits. We have so many resources. We have our website. We have Zoom every single day. If Haley gets a new girl and she's like, hey, I don't really know, my script's not that really good. Cool. She's not going to be listening to you anyway. She's going to be listening to Nicole. Just get on and listen to Nicole. She's going to sell a policy today and just do exactly what she does. And then cool, that person's on Haley's team. You don't need to train every single person that you bring in. You just need to put them in the right place and give them the resources, and then they can train themselves, and we're going to train them, and Digna's going to train them, and Nicole and Tyler Green, he's going to dial with agents that aren't even his agents, right? So don't confuse recruiting with training. Okay. And the last part, guys, and this is going to be the harsh truth. If they are recruitable people, they're going to get recruited anyway. Okay. I cannot tell you how many people that I talked to at the beginning where I was kind of like, oh, I'm in life insurance, but I didn't really want to tell them, but I wasn't really sure. But then I was like, I don't really know. And then I didn't tell them. And then later on, I'm like, hey, I've talked to you before. And they're like, oh, yeah, I joined, Caitlin Blackburn over here. Or, oh, yeah, I joined Zach Twardowski's team. Or, oh, yeah, I joined Jay Maska's team. And I'm like, oh, we talked like a while ago. And they're like, oh, yeah, but you just didn't really seem like you didn't recruit me. If they're recruitable, guys, they're going to get recruited. They are going, if they have it in their mind that they're looking for an entrepreneurial thing, or they maybe want to sell insurance, or they're even open to a new opportunity, they're going to end up on somebody else's team. So the longer you wait to be successful and make sure I sell enough policies and make sure I have all the answers, the people you're recruiting are getting recruited every single day by other people. So it might as well be you. Make sense? Okay, reason number 2. I'm already past my 6:45, but here we go. Another day, Marissa goes too long. Okay. Number 2 reason, guys, that I think, because I've seen this the most, that people don't recruit, is that maybe you tried it and it didn't work right away like you wanted. You didn't have the results that you wanted pretty quickly, so you just kind of gave up. But drop in the chat if that's you, or if it's something that crossed your mind. Nobody's tried to recruit some. Okay, there we go. Didn't have the results you want right away. So you kind of were like, this is hard. Perfect. Okay, guys. So here's the deal. When we just talked about it in the intro of this training, we talked about sales is the short game. Recruiting is the long game. You are going to have to be consistent for a very long time, day after day after day after day after day, for recruiting to work. So now that you have those expectations, it should be a different ballgame for you. You cannot have the expectation that I'm going to send 3 Instagram messages and I'm going to have 3 agents. That's not how it works. Okay. It is going to be drip, 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 drip. Most of the people in the business that I have recruited, I dripped on them Nicole Petrarca is the best example. She's the best example of this. And we talked about this on her team call last year. I tried to recruit Nicole for 2 years before she even thought about joining. So what if the first time I tried to talk to Nicole, I was like, okay, she's not going to join. And then I just never talked to her again. She just never saw what I was doing. She never reached out to me. I had to post. I had to come in. She was bartending, so I had to come in and get a vodka soda. Like, come on, hurry up. I'm trying to recruit this girl, right? So I had to go to the bar. I had to post on my Instagram. I had to message her and be like, yo, Nicole, how's bartending going? She'd be like, it's going good. I'd be like, okay, sounds good. Then I had to come back into the bar for another vodka soda. Then I had to text her again. Then I had to post on my social media. And finally, one day she was like, I'm sick of this. What the heck do I have to do? And now she's a top producer on our team. Okay. Haley said she grew into a beautiful flower. Exactly. Okay. So that's my point, guys. Same thing with social media. Most of the people that reach out to me on social media and say, hey, I'd really like to join, they've been watching my stuff that I'm posting, sometimes for as much as 2 years, as much as 3 years, as much as 4 years. Like, hey, you're still in this thing. Okay. It's not going to be an overnight thing with recruits. Okay. It's going to be, I did this every single day consistently. I planned interviews. I talked to people. I post on my social media. It's a numbers game, right? If I told you how many people I recruited that are not here anymore, you guys would throw up like that, but that's part of it, right? But you don't know what people are going to do and you don't know what they're not going to do. So if you're like, hey, I recruited for 3 days and then I gave up on it, I'm sorry, you'll never, ever, ever grow a big business here, right? Who's someone who's been in it a really long time, right? If you look at Zach Twardowski, he's been here longer than me. He's still recruiting every single day, right? So the point is, guys, it's not going to be something that you're just like, oh, I talked to 3 people, 3 people didn't join, I should stop. If you guys, and also the other thing, and this is a really important key point, is that people like to see people who are consistent. That's why Nicole joined me. If I had been like stopped posting or stopped messaging her or stopped doing good, she would have assumed that I failed and I didn't like it or I wasn't doing good. She wanted to work with me because she literally told me, she's like, dude, I honestly thought like you were going to give this thing up. She's like, this insurance thing, like so weird, right? Like, but you just kept going, you just kept going, you just kept going. And then after 2.5 years, she's like, dude, she's still in it and she seems like she's killing it more than ever. So like, I got to reach out to her. People want to see that you're doing something consistently and they want to work with consistent people. They want a consistent leader, a consistent upline, a person who's consistently in their business, a consistent business person. That's who they want to work with. So if you're like, well, sometimes I try to recruit people and then I get discouraged and I give up. I'm not telling you don't be discouraged. You totally can be discouraged, but you have to keep going because it's not going to work overnight. If you could grow an agency overnight, oh my goodness, can you imagine how big we would be? If every single person that you talked to or every single person that you shared the opportunity with decided to join the team and they, all of a sudden wrote 30K in the first month, can you imagine how big we'd be? That's just not the case, guys. You know as well as I do, the business is very, very self-driven. So you might recruit people who are like, no, I thought I was going to do this. I'm not going to. That's fine. Just keep going, keep recruiting, keep posting, keep posting ads, keep dropping stuff on Facebook, keep running, if you want to run job boards or whatever it is, keep talking to the person at your coffee shop, whatever the heck it is you do, you have to keep going. And when it seems like it's not working is when it's going to work. So remember, sales is quick, you guys. I keep saying that. You can sell a policy today and you're going to get paid for it on Wednesday. How crazy is that? Recruiting is different. Recruiting is 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Okay. So what you do today is going to reflect in your agency 30, 60, 90, 120 days out. They're going to be things that you post today. And then you keep doing it. And then in 120 days, someone's going to reach out to you and be like, dude, I saw you've been posting for the last 3 months. What's up? Can I get some info on this? 30, 60, 90, 120 days. That's not sales. Sales is like 96 hours, right? Like you can write a policy and then it's like, oh, cool. And even if you write an IUL, even if you write an IUL and it's like a big one and you get all the requirements and that's like maybe like 3 weeks, it goes through underwriting and then you get paid, would be kind of like the longest, maybe a month. So we're so used to sales being such instant gratification that when recruiting doesn't work right away, we're like, oh, this is hard. I'm not going to do it anymore. Guys, I want to give you the proper expectation so that you can stop getting discouraged so early. 30, 60, 90, 120 days. What you do today, you're posting, you're talking to people, you're running into people, sharing the opportunity, calling some friends and family that you know to say, hey, I got this thing. Are you interested at all? If not, no worries. Can you pass it on to somebody else who is? Okay. 30, 60, 90, 120 days. So imagine you not starting right now because you don't feel comfortable. And then all of a sudden, 120 days, you're going to be in the same position. So you might as well start building it up. You might as well start starting. And here's the deal, guys. When we go back to the number one reason where you don't feel like you're ready enough, people that are going to be joining you are going to be joining you in 30, 60, 90, 120 days where you're going to be better. So the reality is you're just prolonging your time frame to get this thing going by trying to wait and by trying to be like, I'm too discouraged because I tried to talk to one person and they didn't join me. Not everybody's going to join you. Some people are going to say it's stupid. They're going to talk shit. They're going to be like, I would never do that. That's crazy. And then they're going to reach out to you like in 120 days and be like, I'm sorry, I said that was stupid. I kind of want to be on your team. And you'll be like, sounds good, bro. It's fine. You can be on my team. Okay. So that's the reality of the situation, guys. Start now. Okay. All right, last one, guys, and then I'll get you off the call, I promise. The third reason, okay, and then remember after this, you guys can text me other reasons or whatever, and we'll go over those because I have a couple other. The third one might just be you don't know where or how to start. Drop that in the chat. If you're just like, I really want to, but I just honestly don't know what to do. We're on number 3, guys, but we can drop ones. That's fine. We can't count, but we can recruit and sell. Okay, I'm just kidding. I probably said that wrong. Okay, number 3. All right, guys, you don't know how and where to start. The reality is, guys, the best way to start, and to be honest, I always say it's the best place to start because once you start there, you might just stay there. That's what I did, okay? So people always told me just start on social media, start on social media, start on social media. And then I ended up just staying on social media and doing the majority of my recruiting there, okay? I think it's the best place to start because here's the reality. Your social media is your warm market. So you'll hear both of those kind of interchangeably. Some people will say start with your warm market. What is your warm market if you don't know what that is? It's people you know. That's me knowing Nicole because I had her as a mutual friend, and then she knew Haley because we both kind of knew Haley, and her and Haley were close, right? That's me going to Elise, and Elise was doing my lashes, and then like I ran into her, and then I was like, oh, I'm selling insurance, and she was doing lashes, and then whatever. So the warm market are the people in your circle that you know, okay, that you run into all the time. That might be, I talked to this person at the gym. I don't really know him, but like, we're there at the same time every single day. We say, hey, what's up? I know what he does for work. He knows what I do for work. And then we're like doing some bicep curls together or whatever it is. Okay. I go to the coffee shop every week and the same person is there. That's whatever it is. Okay. So your warm market, it's your family. Some people I don't want to recruit most of my family, but I did recruit some of my family at one point. So depending on how your family is, it's your family, it's your family's friends, right? My brother has a friend and then the friend has a cousin. So it's word of mouth of the people that you know. And a lot of times, guys, that is your social media as well, because what social media allows us to do is it kind of allows us to be connected to people in our past, right? Like there's a lot of people that I'm like not friends with, like they're not my homies, but I like went to high school with them or I went to college with them, or like I know them enough that like we're connected on social media, but like I don't talk to them. We don't text each other happy birthday. I still kind of think that's your warm market, right? So it allows you to be connected to people from the past that you're not like talking to on a daily basis, but they're still your warm market, okay? So that is the easiest place to start, you guys. Why is it the easiest place to start? One, you're already doing it. If you literally try to tell me that you're not on social media scrolling at least for some portion of the day, I'd be hard pressed to believe you, but maybe one of you could have convinced me, one or two of you. So everyone already has an account. Okay. The second one is that it's free. Okay. And going back to the first point is that everyone else is already scrolling too. So they're looking for opportunities on social media. No longer are people really going to a lot of job boards. They're not going to the coffee shop and looking at they're not going in the yellow pages to see who's hiring and who posted an ad. Most people are finding their opportunities on social media, and most people are marketing them on social media. Okay. The second part is that it's free. Guys, everyone already has an account and it doesn't cost you any money. You're not coming in with this huge investment of, oh my goodness, I need to post ads. I need to run these magazine things. I need to do all this stuff. You know, I'm hiring an admin to shoot content for me. You can do whatever you're going to do from your daily social media, and it's free. Okay. So it's a perfect place for a brand new agent to start. Okay. It's also, you can really just do it by being you. So you are you, and that's where you get to be yourself, and you get to relate with people because you're you, right? Like Digna's going to recruit people who speak Spanish. Digna's going to recruit people who are moms because she's a mom. Digna's going to recruit people who maybe come from corporate America. You're going to relate to different people, right? Dominic's going to recruit guys who are in college who are working at the ballet, right? So they can make some extra cash, right? Tyler was in network marketing before this. So Tyler's going to recruit people who are familiar with the MLM and the network marketing stuff, right? Whatever you did before or whatever your experience is, right? Elise was in the beauty industry, so she's going to find people. Nicole was in the bar industry. So however you are in your life experience is going to relate to other people. So no one else is you. The biggest strength that you have in the business is that you can do this, which means other people that are like you can do this. Okay. The other thing, guys, is the opportunities on social media are kind of unlimited. Okay. You can do a lot of stuff that you guys probably aren't even thinking about. Like you can go look up hashtag pest control, and anybody who's hashtagged pest control will come up on your feed, and then you can go follow those people and just start conversations with them, start liking them, or just make sure maybe you don't even do anything crazy. Maybe you just follow them. They follow you back, and then now they're seeing your stories every single day. That's it. Maybe you can be like Nicole, and she made this, like, I don't even know what it was. It was a TikTok of her making popcorn, and it went viral, and she got like 145 interviews from it because she was making popcorn. Okay, so like there's no secret sauce to it. So a lot of times too, guys, people are like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do either. Just do something. Does that make sense? Any action is better than no action, right? See, Haley Fessel, and Haley Fessel said that video of Nicole. Yep, Tyler McCormick. I came from the video of the popcorn. Look at all the people on here that came from, oh, another one came from the video of the popcorn. Dude, Nicole like doesn't even know what the heck she's doing. And she was like, let me post a video of me making some popcorn. And then she posted about how she does an insurance. And now look at all these new agents we have. So the reality is, guys, you don't know what's going to work. You just need to do something. So that's the biggest thing I would want you to get off this call is some of you are sitting here paralyzed and you're like, I don't know what to do. It doesn't matter what you do. Whatever you do tomorrow, just record it, post it, and see what happens. And then whatever you do the next day, take a picture of it, post it, and see what happens. And then go follow some random people. You don't even have to, you don't know them. I follow people I don't even know all the time. I'm talking to them. I'm commenting on their stuff. I'm putting fire symbol. Then all of a sudden they're like, hey girl, what's up? What do you do? And I'm like, what do you do? And then it's like, I don't know. You just responded fire symbol to my story. And I'm like, I don't know. You just seem like a cool cat. And then they're on my team. The reality is, guys, we're making it a lot more complicated than it has to be. Okay. So don't think about that. And the second part to your social media that we talked about, guys, is your warm market. So that means, just like Haley said the other day, she said she went to TJ Maxx. There's so many people you interact with every single day that are looking for a better opportunity. If you're going shopping, you're getting Starbucks, the baristas, right? There's a server, there's a bartender, there's a person who valets your car. Like Dominic's recruiting now everybody from the ballet because he came from the ballet. There's a person who valets your car. There's the people at the hotel who clean the room. There's the people who stock the mini bar. There's the people who, whatever it is that they do. There's your nail artist. There's your lash artist, right? Elise was doing lashes before. There's your nail artist. There's your lash artist. There's the person who dyes your hair. I don't know. I don't get my hair dyed. There is the person who works at the spa, and they were a massage person and they give you a massage, and then you're like, do you even like this? And they're like, not really. And then you're like, okay, cool. Well, you can make some money with this. There's, right, Haley was a bartender. There's so many different things every single day that there's a person at the gym. There's a person who works at the gym. There's a person who cleans the gym. There's a person who comes to the gym and doesn't work out, but they're just there for no reason, right? There's a person who comes to the gym just for the smoothies, right? So the reality is, guys, you're interacting with people every single day that are looking for a new opportunity, and we're just not sharing it because it's like we don't know what to say. It's like they don't know what they expect you to say. So who cares? Right? So stop overthinking it. Does that make sense? Diggs, does that make sense?
Totally. You recruit where you are every day, all day, everywhere.
100%. I love that. So I, again, did not meet my goal. And I say I'm going to every single time, but I get fired up. I get passionate. I get excited about seeing you guys crush it, seeing you guys win, seeing our team win, seeing each and every one of you get what you want out of this business. So guys, those are my 3 top reasons that I see people not recruit. And I'm telling you those because those are the top 3 that I've gone through in my career where I'm like, why was I doing that? That was so weird. So hopefully that clears it up. Hopefully that makes it better. If you guys have some other reasons, because again, I have a couple more that I could have thrown in there, but we don't have time. If you guys have other reasons and you're like, hey, this is what's holding me back, this is what I need to know more about, shoot me a text. If it's a big enough reason that I think the whole team could use it, we'll do it on the next training. If not, you and I can talk through it and we'll figure out how to get you from selling to now, hey, I want to sell and I also want to build a very big, profitable, long-term agency here. So I love you guys. Guys, make sure you get registered for all the events and I will see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night.